Okay, just a quick audio test. Hi Mudlark, thanks for commenting. I'll just see how this sounds. Terrible as usual probably. I'll be right back in a minute. Okay, I just tried my audio out. It isn't too bad. There is a constant sound of running water. Actually, I noticed someone left a comment on my last live stream saying surely that bathtub's full by now, which I thought was quite humorous because yeah, it does sound like I'm running a bath, but seriously I'm not. I'm going to get going very shortly. Just wait for a few people to join in. Right, I'm going to quickly check my audio again, and like 1 minute we'll be starting. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, thanks for the feedback, Mudlark. Always appreciated. You're a regular on my live stream. I do appreciate people chipping in, and you're more than welcome to chip in on this one. In fact, I think comments on the live chat certainly help the live stream's flow, because otherwise I'm pretty much just talking to myself. Now, the title of this live stream is What Will Come Next, or what will be the next, what comes next. And it's I saw an interesting video actually. We will go on to that, but as anyone who's caught most of my recent videos will know, I do like doll spotting. Doll spotting is a little game. Well, I'll show you an example. I'll share my screen and I'll show you. Basically, I use Windows. I don't really like installing too many apps because the memory kills the memory. I don't like Google particularly. And yeah, I'll show you what comes up every time I open a new tab on Microsoft Edge, which is the browser I use. Okay, here goes. Sorry, one sec. Okay, you should be seeing my screen. Right. Yeah, this is the opening pad. This is what comes up anytime I open a new tab. Generally, it's full of stories about babies. I think I made this point last time. I'm sure we won't have to scroll down far and we'll see something about so-and-so shares a new picture of a baby. Oh no, it more seems to be I'm a celebrity rubbish. A lot of Kate and William stuff here. We will be going on to what hopes will come next soon. Here we go. Charlotte Crosby shows baby plans as she gushes over romance. Okay, anyway. Yeah, one of these many stories that come up on my feed. Hang on, let me just check. Was a person I'm not actually familiar with, as always. Where are they? Sorry. Camilla Thurlow. Anyone? No, I don't want to ruin the surprise what's coming next. But see if you agree that we've caught a doll in this picture. Hang on one sec. I'm never very prepared on this. Right, guys, I'll be back in literally 10 seconds. Okay, I just had to hit the cough button, so to speak. Right, Camilla Thurlow, no idea who this person is, but check out this baby picture. Is anyone else seeing that? There's something else very strange about this baby. Right, honestly, I promise you this video isn't just going to be about dolls, because I can't imagine everyone wants to see that. But I just wanted to start the show with this. You'll notice, yeah, does anyone else think that's looking a bit crazy? Right, just reading the chat. Mudlark, always some pointless stories about the royal family to try and keep them relevant. Absolutely. I think the press would have us believe we're all hanging on Harry, William, Meghan's every word, but to be honest, does anyone really care? Although a lot of people do. I do know many people that are well into the royal family. Yeah, like some of these pictures, I mean, that does look quite real. But we're going to go on to this Camilla's Instagram. I want to point something out. Well, just a little comparison. Right, we see loads of pictures of her with her baby bump. Now, I've said last time, they always seem to have to support the bump. Now this picture, this is the one I wanted to look at. Mudlight absolutely is a reborn doll, and no, I hadn't heard of Camilla Thurlow either, but whoever she is, she's got an Instagram account with millions of subscribers. Yeah, this picture, if anyone caught my Michelle Hardwick video, we'll go onto her Instagram account, and this is almost an identical picture. That one and that one. Now what I'm suggesting, this part here is a sleeve. I mean, we can look on Moonbump website, they do sell them. I mean, she's gone black and white. Another thing about Michelle Hardwick, I've always found, every picture they showed of the baby, it always had its eyes closed. Now this one looks really weird because it hasn't got a top lip. And now finally they've showed a picture of the baby with open eyes. Still hasn't got a bottom lip, which is bloody weird. Now I think, going back to Camilla, quickly, always having to hold the bump up. This picture is the reason why the baby's eyes were always shut, because unless they do some serious photoshopping, the eyes probably are the bits that give away that it's a doll. Now I agree, the rest of her Instagram pictures look pretty real, but that one is a big giveaway for me. They're great at Photoshop. Carol Watson, thanks for joining. Mudlark, yeah, time to abolish the royal family. Personally, I could not agree more with you on that one. But it's they've got their bases well covered. When, if you think the entire British Army are, so, you know, they've got her logo on their arm. They're well embedded in this country. But hey, who knows who knows what will happen one day. Last picture on Michelle Hardwick, this disgusting thing. Personally, I've got nothing against IVF. I don't know I'm not familiar with IVF. But the fact that you've got, as Carol pointed out about Meghan and Kate, I think Michelle is another example of a person pretending to be something they're not. And they go on about National Fertility Week. We just wanted to share a glimpse of our amazing journey from the initial injection, because of course when they were doing their injections they took a photo for Instagram. Isn't that what everyone does? It's been a roller coaster, but one we wouldn't change. We were extremely lucky that it worked first time. What a surprise. As we know, a journey can be a lot harder for some, so whatever stage you're at, try and stay strong. Yeah, I don't want to go on to the subject of fertility, because hey, that's a biggie. No, what I want to talk about in this video is the next potential hoax. I don't know if anyone in the chat's got any ideas on because obviously, well, I don't know about obviously, how long do you guys think BS19 is going to be carrying on for? It's been going on since I remember back on New Year's Day seeing the news was on and hearing a story about it. I think it was obviously probably started talking about it a lot before that, but since New Year's Day it's been non-stop, so I think it'll play out for the rest of this year, and then they're going to have to go on to something else. But maybe something that will complement it would be, I think if we heard back on if you guys heard a couple of days ago, Manchester United confirmed cyber attack. Manchester United being hit by a cyber attack on their systems, but say they're not currently aware of any breach of personal data. The Red Devils, The Red Devils confirmed the hacking on Friday evening, but said they're confident that Saturday's Premier League game against West Brom at Old Trafford will go ahead. So, just like I'm going to refer to it as BS19. Mudlark, you think it'll go on forever? True, a bit like, now again, HIV. Is it a real virus? Who knows? I'm not an expert on these things, but that's gone on forever. But originally, when that first came out, it wasn't as big as BS19, but yeah, I mean, that's carried on. But it's interesting that just like BS19 brought the footballing world to a halt, Manchester United felt it necessary to point out that despite this cyber attack, they were confident that the game against West Brom would go ahead. So, is 2020 going to be the year of the cyber attack? Looking at some other stories, if you notice, they're starting to, I mean, perhaps these stories have always been here, we don't have to go back far. We'll have a look for NHS cyber, can't spell. It wasn't long ago, this story, WannaCry. Right. The WannaCry attack had potentially serious implications for the NHS and its ability to provide care to patients. It was a relatively unsophisticated attack and could have been prevented by the NHS following basic IT security best practices. There are more sophisticated cyber threats out there than WannaCry, so the department and the NHS need to get their act together to ensure the NHS is better protected. Now, I do remember this. It was big news. It was back in 2017, and I think it claimed that, I'm not sure if they were claiming they could they could bring down the NHS with a cyber attack. But again, just like BS19, they said, we all have to protect the NHS, which, let's keep in mind, has now been sold, the majority of the services have now been sold off to private private companies, a lot of whom were probably connected to those that were originally doing the buy-in. So, just like BS19, they're claiming the NHS needs protecting, more taxpayers' money getting chucked into that. Right. How to mix in 3 or 4 different hoaxes. North Korea desperately tries to steal COVID secrets as Kim launches cyber attacks. I'm also get rid of all these crappy adverts. Right. North Korean hackers have targeted coronavirus research teams in a desperate bid to steal information on vaccines and potential treatment, Microsoft bosses have warned. Now bear in mind, who was massive in, who was the go-to person for information on BS19 when it first started? Bill Gates. What is Bill Gates' known for, Windows, Microsoft. So it's interesting that Microsoft are confirming North Korea have been trying to steal BS19 vaccine. Please get lost, window. Right, the tech giant said hackers have tried to access the networks of more than a dozen organizations around the world. The North Korean teams, dubbed Zinc and Cerium by Microsoft, have been implicated in recent attempts to break into the networks of 7 pharmaceutical countries and vaccine researchers in Canada, France, India, South Korea, and the United States. Okay, so we're talking about cyber attacks, North Korea. What country are we going to see next? What's bound to come up? It is said most of the break-in attempts failed, but an unspecified number succeeded. That could be 0. The company declined to name the organisation targeted by the hackers or say which ones have been successfully hit. We think... we think these attacks are unconscionable and should be condemned by civilized society. We're sharing more about the attacks we've seen most recently and are urging governments to act. So again, governments get acting against these cyber attacks. At a time when the world is united in wanting to end the pandemic and anxiously awaiting the development of a safe and effective vaccine for BS19, it is essential for world leaders to unite around the security of our healthcare institutions and enforce the law against cyber attacks targeting those who endeavour to help us all. Right, there's more. The Russian embassy in Washington, which has repeatedly disputed allegations of Russian involvement in digital espionage, said in an email that there was nothing we can add to their previous denials. So of course, they've added Russia into the mix. The cyber espionage claims as Microsoft continued to press its case for a new set of global rules barring digital intrusions aimed at healthcare providers. So a lot of protection again for the healthcare, the pharmaceutical industry. Mr. Brett said company was timing its announcement with Microsoft President Brad Smith's appearance at the virtual Paris Peace Forum, where he would call on world leaders to affirm that international law protects healthcare facilities and to take action to enforce the law. Earlier this year, UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab warned Vladimir Putin's spies had tried to steal British scientists' vital research into the pandemic. Why would they need to steal it? I mean, why are they even being so secretive about any research they've done? Perhaps because they just want to be able to sell it on for massive profit. Okay, so we've had a few hoaxes rolled into one. North Korea, Russia, BS19 and cyber attacks. And another one now. Of course, BS19 forced a lot of organizations to go online. I think any company hoping to survive 2020 has to have a big online presence. So Bangladesh puts banks on alert over possible cyber attacks. Some banks have shut ATM operations, fearing cyber theft on receiving a letter from the Financial Institute Division last Thursday about the imminent threat. Imminent means coming up, but not yet happened. The letter stated that North Korean group of hackers called the Beagle Boys, why they use an English name if they're North Korean, who knows, which was involved in the 2016 heist of the Bangladesh bank's foreign currency reserve, may try to withdraw money from ATMs and hack SWIFT networks used by banks to transfer funds among themselves. State-owned Rapali Bank suspended ATM operations from 11 p.m. on Saturday to 7 a.m. on Sunday due to the threat. It has communicated to its customers about the pause in service via text message. So, again, they're going to use a possible cyber attack as an excuse to shut down more shut down more ATMs, meaning cash will be even harder to get hold of, forcing us to use digital currency. Again, something a lot of people believed would be something people believed BS19 was something I personally believe when people say why would they have a fake virus, I mean, I'm not saying it was completely fake, but who knows. There was your reason as far as I was concerned. And also, well, the live chat's gone a bit quiet. Mudlark, thanks. Mudlark and Carol, thanks for joining. I'd be interested to know if anyone has any opinions on what we might see next year. But I'm going to say, if once they stop reporting COVID, I think cyber attacks will be the big news story for next year. Now, bear in mind, we're now looking at, I mean, this last year, a lot of people were forced to set up out their maybe elderly, isolated family members with internet, with ways of communicating online. And now if they could threaten that, it would be a big one. Right, Mudlark says, I saw a video recently of Klaus Schwab saying the next big disruption in the BS19 saga will be a cyber attack. Do you know what? I think that could well be the inspiration I got. I am going to find it actually. Bear with me, I'll tell you what. Let me just... Right, I'll find the video I was watching, which actually got me onto this. I'm certainly not claiming that I came up with it myself. Yeah, I don't... It was the YouTuber James L.E. I'm going to put a link to his video in the live chat. Maybe we could spend a couple of minutes watching this. How long is it going? 56 seconds. Is this... Yeah, Klaus, it's exactly the same, probably the same video you're referring to, Mudlark. And so yeah, rather than just steal his video, I will share it in the live chat if anyone wants to see it for himself. Right. One thing I know a lot of people claim might be coming at some point, maybe not next, but is alien invasion. I don't know if anyone's got any views on that, but I think it was a year or so ago. Outgoing President Donald Trump set up a Space Force or something. Mudlark, I don't think they'll shut down the internet because they won't be able to spy on everyone otherwise. I totally agree, I don't think they will shut down the internet, but I think, I mean, against smart meters in people's homes all run on internet, it would be a very good way of disrupting people. We'll watch the video that James Ellie put up on his channel, because it does make some curious points. I'm going to mute myself and then we'll watch that video and then we'll get back to it. Right.
But still pay insufficient attention to the we all know. We all know, but still pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack. To use the COVID-19 crisis as a timely opportunity to reflect on the lessons the cybersecurity community can draw and improve our preparedness for a potential cyber pandemic.
Okay, a major cyber pandemic that will make COVID-19, how is it he mentioned it? Seem minor by comparison. Now again, James, whose video this on, he puts a link to another channel, and I'll share that in the live chat as well. I do think it's interesting though how BS19 has forced everyone into going online, and I mean people have been over reliant on like phones, computers for a long time, so it's just curious how vulnerable we would be if we suddenly had that taken away. I mean, and that's, or if it was heavily controlled. I mean, if they were to claim that a cyber attack would be more devastating than the virus we've all just had to live through, imagine not being allowed to go into a place until you've confirmed your phone isn't compromised. Or, and again, yeah, it's curious. Something, yeah, it's almost like BS19 has very well set the stage for such a thing. Now, like I say, I'm just going on a video I watched on James Ellie's channel. So, yeah, now, I did say in the thumbnail of my video that what comes next and other topics. Now, for ages I've been wanting to I've been looking at celebrities, and hang on, I'll show a few pictures. These aren't my ones, but I have done my own. Let's see. Right, this was an interesting one. Are we all familiar with David Icke? I wasn't sure whether I was going to go on to this subject. I'll maybe spend 20 minutes yakking about it. Right, this guy's made some really the website. Okay, now after we've looked at this one, this is an example of it, there's plenty more. I'll show you a couple of very well-known American comedians who I think could well be looking almost too familiar for my liking. Right. This website is by someone calling himself Ex-Disciple, pulling away the veil of deception. And this thing's been up for a long time, and he is saying David Icke, a well-known would you call him a conspiracy theorist? I'm not sure, but for me, I'm going to say he's controlled opposition. I do remember David Icke very publicly criticising Richard Branson. And wouldn't it be crazy if David Icke and Richard Branson were actually one and the same? WHT Wabbit, White Wabbit, is that? Thanks for your comment. Vaccine-related pass to get on the internet. Yeah, that's a tricky one to get your head around. Do you mean vaccinated against a cyber attack, or? Because yeah, again, a cyber attack would be a great way of forcing more money out of people, finance out of people. If, for example, supermarkets said, or banks even said, we need to, or your local council, your hospital said, we need more money to protect our computers. It's a great way of rinsing out the taxpayer. Or hiking up prices, supermarkets saying, in order to keep our internet site up where we do all your home deliveries, because none of you are prepared to come out your house anymore, although fortunately a lot of people are, we're gonna we're hiking the prices up to pay for the cyber attack protection. Right, anyway, so this is this guy's breakdown of David Icke. Curious if anyone wishes to share whether they think David and Richard Branson could potentially be the same person. Another one was, I need to find out the name of the Rolling Stones lineup. I'm sure you all know where I'm going with this one, but Rolling Stones. This guy, Keith Richards, that's it. Keith Richards and Prince Charles. Now they have a crazy passing resemblance. Again, this is probably the same guy's website. No, I'm not. Okay, we'll look on. Right, it looks like we're just chipping in something here. Except Keith Richards is 5 years older than Prince Charles, which, yeah, never mind, that isn't too hard to believe. Does anyone else see it? They got the same crazy ears. They got different noses, very slightly different noses, but if you ever hear Keith Richards talk, and I don't want to risk copyright infringement, but I would like to. Keith Richards interview. I also believe Keith Richards is very anti-royal, out of very curiosity. Right, listen to how much he sounds like Prince. Now, just imagine Prince Charles.
Extra minutes. We talked about where it all began. You were growing up in London, and you knew Mick Jagger, didn't you? As a kid.
Yeah. I mean, it began just by myself. First off, I thought I was the only guy in the world that was like interested in listening to this music. I think the difficult thing, and I think probably for the Beatles too, it was like finding a few like-minded guys.
He does have very strange hands, I will say that, Keith Richards. Bloody weird hands, maybe from playing the guitar all those years, but what is going on there? I mean, this guy looks like he's just a plasticine model. There's tons of them. I saw actually a really great video on YouTube, but anyway, two people that I have... Right, I'm going to play in a sec, just give me a minute. I'm going to knock together an intro for a video. I was going to... It's been in the works for months. I never really got it to go. Right. Bear with me a second, let me check I've still got it on my computer. I'm pretty sure I do. If not, it won't take long. Where is it? Now I did make a video. Okay, got it. Right. Actually, well, yeah, we will play this video in a minute, but I'm gonna go to somewhere and read something interesting. Right, American sitcom. Channel 4. Every morning for the last at least 15 years, Channel 4 have been playing on a loop Everybody Loves Raymond. It used to kind of be part of my routine. I try not to do it so much now. Wake up 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, have a cup of tea, flick the TV on just to keep me awake, and it would be on. And it was quite light-hearted. But the more I watched it, the more I thought, how much does the main character, who is Ray Romano, look like another well-known comedian? Oh, we don't want to go there yet. That might have given it away. Right, Jerry Seinfeld, that was the person. Okay, read this with me, if you will. I'll be sharing my screen in a minute. Okay. Right. I think my computer might be struggling a bit now. I've got quite a few programs running. Open Broadcast Software, which is what I use to... Right, why isn't this doing anything? Open. Yeah, which I use to stream, do these live streams. Might be struggling a bit. Okay, this is... Okay, this is from a website, and it is about Jerry Seinfeld. In the book, Jerry said he felt like he was born in 1976, because that's when he began working at the Strip, the comedy strip, and that felt like the start of his life. So this guy's saying he didn't feel like he was alive until he did a comedy performance. We carry on down somewhere. I'll have to find the actual proper website. Shouldn't take too long. New York Post, was that it? I should have prepared this. I didn't even know if I was going to get onto this subject. I know what. I know how to find it. Right, I know it's quite late here in the UK. Getting on for midnight actually. I'm going to be winding down in the next 20 minutes. But I do want to get this little bit done. So, Jerry Seinfeld says he didn't feel like he became a real person, or he didn't feel like he was born until he did his first bit at the comedy strip in wherever it is. Where's the other bit? Where's the other relevant bit? Right, most comics' goal is to pass at the strip, which was the launching pad for legends like Jerry Seinfeld, Larry Miller, George Wallace, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, Adam Sandler, Ray Romano. Okay, I'll make the point about Jerry Seinfeld. It wasn't something I ever watched. It was only when I made this, when I realised just how much Seinfeld and Romano looked like each other, that I started looking into it. Seinfeld was a comedy about a stand-up comedian trying to get a sitcom about his real life. Everybody Loves Raymond is supposedly a real-life sitcom, a stand-up comedian who has got a sitcom about their life. Right, I'm going to play this video, see what you think. If you never made it to a final video, right.
Glad. It's great to be back here in my hometown, New York. I've been traveling and the crowds aren't as good. I was in Montreal, Canada last week.
The spoon is trembling as it comes out. It's after the day! How do they know that that is the exact day? You know what I mean? It's just so definite. They brand it right into the side of the card.
Well, no. I'm 6 feet tall.
5'11 3/4.
No! Ray Barone, black hair, brown eyes, 6 feet tall. Hey, fake skin. What's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the introduction to what was going to be a much longer video that I never got to make. Well, I haven't yet got round to making it. Lola E, thanks for joining. Demons can shapeshift. Do you know what? I wouldn't say you're probably not too far off the mark, because there's some pretty crazy stuff about you folk. But it's not just Ray and Jerry that look crazy similar. Where's my folder? I got a folder based on all these people, right? This, where are they? Right. I don't particularly know the names. The one on the left of the screen is, I think she's called Julia Dreyfus or something. She was a main character in Seinfeld. The one on the right is, I know the character's name is, oh, what's her name? Sorry. This was the one that played Ray's wife. Again, could be the same person. We have more. Who else do we have? Right. The two people here. The one on the left is the character from, well, the actress from Everybody Loves Raymond, who plays the mother, the interfering mother. The one on the right, I'm not sure if it was meant to be Kramer. There's a character in Seinfeld called Cosmo Kramer, and again, I think this might be her mother. Again, absolute mirror likenesses. Who else do we have? Going back to Cosmo Kramer. The path picture on the right is Cosmo. The one on the left is Ray's brother in the sitcom. Again, they look identical to me. There is a considerable age difference, but when we go on to IMDb and see how recently these people were, like at what point in their careers they got into the show and stuff. Yeah, that was a video I was keen to make, but never got round to it. I don't know if anyone watching, I think we've got a few people tuning in. But, I'd love to know your thoughts. Am I mad? Am I crazy to think that Jerry and Ray could be the same person, that they basically took the cast from Seinfeld? In fact, we can have a little look at the cast of Seinfeld. And see when some of them all started. I'm going to do exactly the same with Raymond. Okay. But again, like I did some of those comparison pictures, putting them, and even as I was doing that, other people were popping up who they all looked like. Okay, where are we? And yeah, it's out there. Right, Jerry Stiller, I believe he appeared in both of them. Len Lesser appeared in both shows. Right, Estelle Harris, that's the name of Estelle Costanza, who I think was Kramer's, maybe not Kramer's mum, I don't know. Yeah, this is it. Michael Richards. He is the big star of Seinfeld, as is Brad Garrett. Now, there's quite a considerable age difference between the two. 1960, Brad Garrett was born. 1949, so 11 years. So when did the pair both get their first acting credits? Let's have a look. 11 years difference in age. Michael, so I've forgotten his name already. His first credit was in 1982. Brad Garrett, when does he first get his credit? Not going to be 1982 as well, is it? Or near enough. 1986, so they did wait a few years. Right, who else is in the cast? Dreyfus and okay. Well, the live chat's gone a bit quiet, but at least I got a few people watching. Right, Dreyfus. Let's see when she first got into acting. And Patricia Heaton, that's the other one. Deborah, she played. Right, and what? How are that age? 1958. Patricia Heaton was born. Dreyfus, who to be honest is one of the most bizarre looking women I've ever seen, I think. 1961, so 3 years difference. When did they get their first credit in a TV show or film? 1986 for Dreyfus. Wrong one. Heaton, 1989, so yeah, just a few years apart. Right. Well, I think I've pretty much covered the 3 subjects. Just for a little recap. We found out why Michelle Hardwick did not ever show her baby's eyes by looking at, I can't think of her name now. Camilla something or other. Camilla Thurlow, when we saw Camilla's fake baby. Oh, I don't know if anyone's got really good hearing. They might have heard a cat meowing and just want me to let him out. Right, this is the image that lets us know exactly why Michelle Hardwick never let us see the baby's eyes. It's such a giveaway. Right, just let me cat out and then I'm going to start wrapping up. Okay, you've had a nice bit of time to stare at what Mudlark earlier on said. That's a reborn doll, and I totally agree with those fake eyes. Then we went on to, will a cyber attack be the next hoax? They're putting all their usual names behind it. Apparently North Korea and Russia are all trying to steal COVID vaccines off of America, of course. Like, that's really happening. So, if that does happen, you didn't hear it here first, because I put a couple of links in the live chat to videos where I heard it first. And yeah, then we went on to the cast of Ray Romano possibly all being the same. It is getting on for midnight. I think I've been going about an hour now. So I'm going to wind down. I'm going to say goodnight to everyone. A special thank you to Lolo E. I like your icon, by the way. Oh, I could talk another hour about that, to be honest. Well, it's like the flat Earth map. Actually, I will give a little shout out to. Thank you, Leslie Wyatt. Yep, that is definitely a reborn. Where is she? Well, I think I've shut the page now. Yeah, I'll give a special thank. Leslie, I'm not sure if you've just joined the stream, but I am pretty much starting to wind down. Lolo E. White Wabbit, I'm guessing that name comes down to. Mudlark Digging Up the Thames. Carol Watson. You've all chipped in on this live chat. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to a YouTuber who I've been watching a bit lately. It was called Nathan Oakley. Now, I know for a lot of people the shape of the Earth possibly isn't something they want to hear about for some reason. It's a thing that we've had it drummed into us since we were kids at school, too young to question it. But Nathan Oakley does a daily debate show where he invites proponents of the heliocentric model, which where I'm at a stage now where I don't believe anything you hear in mainstream media. So I mean, for example, if we go to science, look up go to news, I bet it won't take long until a story about space comes up. Leslie Wyatt, oh, you were too late. You'll view the vid. Hope you have a great night. Thanks, Leslie. Don't worry, you're not too late. It's great that you chipped in. Global Science dealt with crippling blow as Arecibo radio telescope set to close. Yeah. For me, I can't flick through every page of the newspaper and say that's rubbish, they're lying to us about that, they're lying to us about that. See something about the galaxy and then say, oh yeah, but they're probably being honest about that. So yeah, I'm all for questioning the world around us that we've been told. And Nathan Oakley does a great job of that. He's been shouting out some of his favourite channels, and as at the moment, he is one of my favourite channels. I'm going to put a link to, you're probably already familiar with him already, if you're interested in that subject. But he has some really interesting debates. Proponents of the currently accepted globe model, they're an interesting lot. None of them, I mean, at the minute, Nathan's got quite a few people, he's got them stuck on the question about not only the Coriolis effect, but about Foucault's pendulum. And Phil Wright, yo, hi, thanks for joining. I'm just promoting a favourite channel of mine. Nathan Oakley 1980, he's got quite a sharp tongue. He doesn't suffer fools particularly well. He does lose his brag a bit with them. And to begin with, I thought that's a bit, he's a bit harsh on some of the people that come onto his debate and try and talk to him. But when you realise the debate tactics they're using, which is usually obfuscating a question, begging the question, appeal to consensus, appeal to authority, fallacies, all the things they come out with, yeah, I can totally see why he's losing his rag with them. He's a great YouTuber, he's well worth watching. yeah, so if ever you want to look into that subject, that's a great place to start. And he invites everyone onto a Discord server, and he says, he asks 3 simple questions, I think, in each show. Proof of the Leslie, brilliant. Yep, check him out. It's well worth it. The 3 questions he asks: evidence of axle rotation, evidence of a gas pressure without a container. All these things that, for the globe to be legitimately as we're told, there should be tons of proofs. Any proof of Earth curve, and yeah, none of the people, like, everyone's invited on. Anyone can come in and tell them their piece. He gets very few people that are prepared to even come up with what he describes as pseudoscience. So yeah, that is my shout out on this one. Phil Wright, you just watched the film Greenland, predictive programming for the fake asteroid attack they had planned. That's interesting. I was earlier on in the live stream asking people to let me know what they think might come next for the next big hoax. I think, I think it's only a couple of days I've been looking into it, but so he's looking at cyber attacks. I think that will dominate the news in 2021. And that it will be tied in with the BS19. Now that we're all relying on, and possibly we might have to all have digital. Someone made an interesting comment earlier on vaccine-related pass to get on the internet. I mean, now we're so reliant on the internet to communicate with families. Will a cyber attack, let's see where it goes. But yeah, so an asteroid. Well, we've had plenty of stories about asteroids. Victoria Wright, good catch on Race and Seinfeld. Yeah, that's something I've been looking at. I've been wanting to do a proper video on that for a long time, but it hasn't come out. Nick GB does a bit of ranting, so not for everyone. I like him though. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought, Nick, when I first started watching him. I thought he could be a bit more polite with some of the people that come on and try and debate him. But I'm guessing I don't know how long he's been going. Let's have a look. How old's his channel? 2010, so he's been doing it, he's been on YouTube since 2010. I don't know how long he's been doing these debates. But the same fallacies that people present to him as proof. And, like, for example, I was talking about Foucault's pendulum. He was trying to get a couple of people just to give him a simple yes or no answer about Foucault's pendulum, and they dodge the question, avoid it. It's really, I can see why I get so frustrated. Yeah, Leslie, it's crazy how far in advance they plan this crap. Yeah, there was a really interesting show, actually. I think I downloaded it. It's definitely on YouTube, and it's called the News Makers or something. It's something to possibly close the show out with, but Phil Wright, Mag Ban Bitter Truth always getting his channel taken down. I used to watch Mag Bitter Truth, and I did subscribe to about 3 or 4 of his channels, and then eventually I don't know why, I think I just lost track and lost touch with him. But yeah, he did come up with some interesting stuff. One of them was about Colonel Gaddafi. Was it Gaddafi? And Gaddafi, right. It was just a little completely off the subject of anything we've been talking about. Gaddafi, sorry, not Gaddafi. Gaddafi, yeah. Check this guy out. Is he wearing a rubber mask? I mean, have a look at this guy. Rubber mask much? And now that kind of touches on to what I was talking about, Ray Seinfeld and Ray Romano, how in one of the clips, I think I included it on that video, where Ray is there saying to his dad, fake skin, what day is that, there's an interview where Gaddafi's talking. Now, one of two things has happened. Either the news company has brought in someone and made him look like Colonel Gaddafi, or Gaddafi's not a real person. Hang on, I just want to show it. You can see it, he's talking, and it's almost as if his bottom lip isn't working. The mask he's wearing. I mean, look at this person. Come on, you've got to see it. You've got to listen to this guy talk for a minute. Hang on, I'm going to mute myself.
Need an advanced website for your business? First, go to Wix.com.
Just get this out of the way. Alright, I don't know which video this is. Oh, SBS is an Australian public perhaps this is copyright infringement. Right, I'm going to mute myself and we'll just spend a couple of minutes listening to Gaddafi talking, alright? And watch how his mouth doesn't work properly.
Against Osama bin Laden. In fact, you were the first leader to call for his arrest.
لا يعني هذه جماعة إرهابية يعني إحنا نتفق مع الإطلاق.
What's the difference between a terrorist group and the liberation movement in your eyes?
والله المناضل اللي عند أرض محتلة يريد يحررها، أما الإرهابي الذي يريد.
Okay, I hope you can see what I mean there. Phil Wright, Mickey Rourke looks like. Hey, that would be an interesting one. Yeah, I hope you can see what I mean about Gaddafi talking, and it's like his masks come all loose. So like I said, either this isn't the real Gaddafi, and they're using someone just to look like him, and his
What about
latex mask has started falling apart. Who knows? Goodness knows. Mickey Rourke, let's have a look. That would be an interesting one. Leslie, there was an obvious interview with Mary Trump, supposedly. It was very obviously a mask and a bodysuit. Do you know, I don't actually know who Mary Trump is. I'm familiar with Melania and Ivana, but Lolo says Songbird is also predictive programming, the movie. Not seen that one. Right, Mickey Rourke we were going to have a look at, weren't we? Wow, that surely isn't Mickey Rourke. I mean, talking about masks, that's about as blatant a mask as you could ever see, isn't it? This is crazy. Right, let's see some videos of him talking. Is this the guy that recently got in a boxing ring? Yeah, Mickey Rourke fighting De Niro. I don't know. Leslie Wyatt. There was an... Oh, is it Melania Trump? Is that who you were referring to? Mickey Rourke, who am I looking at then? Yeah, I'm with you. Oh. Yeah. If this is Mickey Rourke, I mean, what is going on there? That is about as blatantly a rubber mask as you could possibly get. And not a very good one, which is worrying. Oh, hang on. Real life Halloween mask. It is actually a mask, gotcha. Phew. Mickey Rourke looks like Gaddafi, is that what we're saying? Possibly. Michelle from Oz, we up late, absolutely. I did need to wind down like 15 minutes ago, and then the live chat started coming alive. Before that, it was just Mudlark and one or two others chipping in, Lolo. And yeah, now just as I want to finish, which seems to happen a lot, the videos start coming alive just as I'm planning to end. So, Mary Trump, I'll look for an interview and share link via comment. Okay, Leslie, I'll hang on for you to do that. Phil, right, yeah, I think that was actually genuinely was a mask, but still, well, I assume it was a mask anyway. Let's go to the, maybe that is genuinely, Mickey Rourke stars in Guys Without a Face, stargazing. It was just a few months ago that I observed a very different looking Mickey Rourke and likened him to a crumbling and craggy outcropping. I fear he took it as a call to action now. His face is as smooth as the other side of the pillow without being comforting in any way. I doubt that Rourke planned to take up residence in Uncanny Valley like this, but as long as it lasts, there's another Halloween movie to be made, right? Mickey can be the Michael Myers of the new generation, butchering as he has been butchered. Who knows? That's crazy. It isn't a Halloween mask, that is actually genuinely meant to be his face. Weird or what? Mary Trump, is that the correct spelling then? I'm always interested to see Phil Wright. I'm guessing you and Victoria aren't actually brother and sister, are you? I mean, it'd be an interesting coincidence if you were. Thanks, Phil, for joining the chat. I'm not sure if I said hi to you yet. Oh yeah, Greenland you mentioned. I don't want to risk copyright violation. Devil horns on the hand? Yes, of course they are. Actually, that was another thing, just going back to, I should really start shutting down some of these tabs. This person, Camilla Thorough, and her fake baby. She's your double, apparently. The baby's hands are very unusual, okay? I'm not sure if they show all the really weird ones on this video, on these pictures. But if you go on her baby's Instagram account, they're the freakiest hands I've ever seen. I mean, that isn't even the worst. That isn't the worst of them. Maybe you'll have to go on her Instagram account. I think I'm going to have to start shutting down tabs. Right. Was a joke, say sis. Gotcha, Phil. Thank you for clarifying that. Because Camilla Thorough, because put it this way, you and I could be family as well by that logic. I don't like to give away too much of my personal details, mainly because it's not such a big deal now, but when I first got into making YouTube videos, some of the subjects I covered weren't very popular, so I prefer to keep myself as anonymous as possible. I'm not so bothered now. We got the same surname, Phil. Instagram, that's what we're looking for. I'm kind of right, yeah, this maybe it's her husband actually. Where you see all the weird baby hands. Is that one of them? Or is that one we saw a minute ago? I don't know, the hands look absolutely massive. You see what I mean? And this is only meant to be literally a newborn baby. And I agree the face looks better in that one, but I wouldn't rule out them using Photoshop, CGI. That looks like a doll to me. Definitely. Right, Mary Trump. I am curious, is that a real person? Hang on. All we're going to do is... I want to find her husband. Phil, yeah, you're absolutely right. Either that or we've got a very common name. Right, Camilla Thurlow. I'm still not sure. Oh, they're on Love Island. That's probably why no one watching this knows who she is. Her husband's a very strange looking person, I'll tell you that. What is his name? Right, I am actually going to wind down shortly. Jamie Jewett, that was it. JJ, double J. Jamie Jewett, what a weird name. And he looks bizarre to me. Not half as bizarre as his child though. Yeah, the reason I got back onto this was because Phil Wright pointed out, I don't think it was the devil horns that the baby was doing, and I'm sure I saw this baby doing exactly the same one. But yeah, the hands just look weird. The fingers look way too big to be a newborn baby. And this person always has a really weird grin on his face, like it just doesn't look very genuine to me. Right, wow, 20 past midnight. I could go. Megan is putting out pregnant rumours again, Michelle from Oz. I haven't heard that one actually, but just like her last pregnancy, I'd be all over that one. Or I'd try at least. Yeah, where were all the really freaky hand pictures? Maybe it was... who knows. I'm done looking at these oddballs. But just one more example. Always got to hold on to that bump in case it falls off, hey? Mary Trump. Whom is Mary L. Trump? Is an American physiologist, business person, and also she's a niece of the President Trump. Yeah, I wanted to see... Did you say it was an interview? I think it was... Leslie Wyatt made a comment about that. Because all the Trump women are very strange. Phil Wright, Victoria Wright, Michelle from Oz, Leslie Wyatt, Nick GB, Lolo E, Mudluck Digging Up the Thames, White Wabbit, and Carol Watson for all chipping in on the live chat. It's always great to to interact with viewers. Yeah, thanks Leslie. I can certainly see what you mean about the face. Yeah, here for example, yeah, they use a lot of oh, what's the word? Sorry, it's so late here. I'm kind of starting to. That does look like Carl Janner. You're right, aren't you? Well done, Phil. Bodysuit, yeah, definitely. Which is exactly what. When we see these Instagram pictures of women wearing like just a sports bra, showing off their bump. It's a bodysuit, of course it is, or it's just a sleeve they got into to put over their tummy. Right, yeah, someone made a comment about how far in advance they make up the news, they like predict the programme, and there was a TV show, it's a British one, it looks like a 70s or 80s one, and it's about how the news is made up. I think it's called something like Newsmakers or something. I am going to have to find it, and at some point I'll play it if it's not a copyright infringement. The next live stream I do, I'm going to try and do a bit earlier than 11 PM. She could be a linebacker for the 49ers, yeah, definitely. It's something else, isn't it? But these are the people that are in positions of power, the people they're expecting us to vote for. Well, at least if you're in America. Oh, is that Melania? Another very blatant trans. I'm guessing that's Mary again. Yeah, well look everyone, thanks for joining, and I will be back again with another live stream soon. I am gonna, just in case anyone didn't watch it, of course you can always skip back and see it again. I'm gonna close out my live stream with that intro video that I half made for Jerry Seinfeld. I know, because I think as I was playing it, half of you guys probably wouldn't even hear, so if you haven't seen it, here's the last chance to see it. It's a good way for me to close out, and I will be finishing the live stream after that. So yeah, thanks everyone, good night everyone, and I will be back again with more videos and another live stream soon. Take care everyone.
Glad. It's great to be back here in my hometown, New York. I've been traveling and the crowds aren't as good. I was in Montreal, Canada last week.
The spoon is trembling as it comes out. It's after the day! How do they know that is the exact day? You know what I mean? It's just so definite. They brand it right into the side of the card.
Well, no. I'm 6 feet tall.
5'11 3/4.
No! Ray Barone, black hair, brown eyes, 6 feet tall.
Hey.
Hey, fake skin. What's today, Thursday?
Yeah.